Hey guys, today we're going to talk about one of the most popular topics on my channel, Pi Network and Pi Coin. Lately, Pi Network is really underperforming the crypto markets. If we compare it to Bitcoin or Ethereum, Solana, or even some smaller altcoins, Pi Network is definitely losing the game. And in today's video, we're going to talk about all the factors why I think Pi Network is still bullish, and also some of the factors that I believe could kill Pi Network project. So first of all, in today's video, we're going to talk about this article, Pi Network's Mystery, Why the Hype Won't Die Despite Endless Doubts. And of course, I think it's really important to know the price right now is sitting at 0.26, aka 26 cents, and the peak was almost $3. And you can see since the launch, project is moving downwards. And of course, there's many factors. And if you're a subscriber, I actually have a full video where I talked about Pi Network right here at around 75 cents when I told everyone, please guys, short Pi Network because there's lots of red flags. And you can find that video in the description where I explain you how to make the most money when the Pi Network is dropping. And actually, if you have listened, you made like 5 or 10x on your investment. So now let's talk about the actual article. First of all, let's talk about some of the red flags. So first of all, of course, centralization and core team control. So this was a really big topic on my channel in the past 1 year because I talked about Pi Network team, which is kind of looking fake. Again, I'm not accusing them of being fake, but it looks fake-ish because there's not that many interviews, not that much information. Everyone's talking about these doctors and Harvard PhDs, but at the end of the day, nothing's really happening. So you can see, although Pi brands itself as open network, control is still centralized in the hands of the core team, which is not great when we're talking about blockchain, crypto, making it accessible to everyone peer-to-peer. It doesn't sound like Pi Network is actually doing that. Next up, opaque tokenomics and distribution. This is, of course, a huge one if we're talking about Pi Network as an investment, and of course, Pi Network price. So Pi sets a maximum supply of 100 billion tokens, split between 4 buckets. So 65% for community mining rewards, basically people mining on their phones, which was the biggest part, I think, of the Pi Network success. 20% for the core team, which did nothing and made money on the ads. So really cool move from the team. 10% for foundation reserves and 5% for liquidity. So 10% again goes for the team. So you can see 30% for the team and 5% for liquidity, which is really low. Again, I don't think this sounds really good. So first of all, of course, it could sound straightforward because we have all the information, all the percentages, but with Pi Network is a bit different because each of these categories only unlock in steps with verified migrated mining rewards, which is also MMR. And also, if we're talking about migration, there's lots and lots of red flags. If you check out X or Twitter, there's like thousands, hundreds of thousands of people waiting to migrate. People are stuck in KYC. So there's lots of issues. And of course, if all of these tokens got unlocked immediately, the price would crash to, I think, 5 cents. And again, guys, there is still a way to make money when the price is dipping by shorting. I have a full tutorial in the description, and also I will leave it in the top comment. So let's get back to it. Next up, we have the referral-based rewards with the MLM parallels. Some people compare it to Ponzi, to pyramid, because you have to invite other people. But again, I don't think it's that bad. It's just a way to gain users' interactions, and it really worked for the Pi Network team. Next up, we have limited listings and liquidity issues. And this is another huge one for the token price, for accessibility, and big reason why the token is dumping. So even after the launch in February 2025, Pi trading venues remain restricted to mid-tier exchanges such as OKX, which is pretty good, Gate.io, BitGet, and MEXC, which are, I would say, tier 3 exchanges. By the way, if you want to use MEXC, you can get $5,000 or $8,000 bonus if you use my link in the description. So if you want to use it, again, link in the description. So all the major platforms like Binance, Coinbase are still withholding the listing. And actually, some of these exchanges called Pi Network a scam, which is not great if you're an investor and believer in Pi Network. Next up, we have volatility and suspicious token activity. And I believe this could be one of the biggest factors we had these dumps in the past few months because there was lots of red flags, lots of really interesting and suspicious selling, I believe, by the team. Again, I believe. I don't know 100% because it's still crypto. The wallets are kind of anonymous. So you can see the Pi coin is underperforming from almost $3 up to 25 cents right now. Meanwhile, a crypto wallet called Gasdom has been quietly amassing 331 million Pi coins. So basically there's some kind of insider movement. I'm not sure how it all works. This could be also market makers, which I think play a big role with this token because there's so much volume sometimes, which makes no sense. You can actually see if the volume is up by 60%. Actually 33 million. It's not that huge for a token at 2 billion. Again, there's still market makers. Maybe they're lowering their positions. And lastly, we have privacy risks from this centralized KYC because they're actually doing KYCs and they're not even automated. They're manual, which is, I don't know how it all works because this is their reasoning why the KYCs take so long because the process is so hard, it's manual. But if you compare it again to Binance, Bybit, or any other platform, even like big platforms, they can confirm your KYC instantly. And with KYCs or with Pi Network, it takes sometimes years or sometimes never. And also we don't know where this information and data is going because they have been that transparent, and also they're selling you ads. So these are the red flags. Now let's talk about the green flags, why the Pi Network can actually survive. So first of all, they had low barrier of entry and minimal financial risk. Basically, people could mine these tokens on their phone. They could invite other people. And this way, the project grew to what we have right now, which is $2 billion market cap token. And this means there is a huge chance people will start using it in real life because there's lots of people holding these tokens, having the app on their phone. And of course, this simplifies adoption. Again, really good for the token. Next up, we have accessibility and mobile first design. Again, this is really great because not everyone right now has a laptop or iPad or a PC, and almost everyone has a phone right now. And I would say 90% or 99% of people have accessibility to internet, which again simplifies the usability and also grow for Pi Network because everyone can actually mine these tokens and everyone can use these tokens because everyone has a phone and internet. Again, not everyone, but most of people in the world. Next up, we have community identity as a momentum because again, we have people calling themselves pioneers, or I don't know how we call them. And also can see we have Pi Fest, so lots of different events, communities around Pi Coin, which again is really good for the growth, for usability, accessibility. And for crypto and blockchain, it's really important in the beginning to actually get people to use this crypto in the real world. And after that, you have a snowball effect when everyone is using, buying, selling, trading, using your token. And Pi Network actually has it. The only, I would say, red flag is the team, which is trash. The team is trash. And also, I think it's a bit outdated. They need some, I think, rebranding. And they also need, I think, a fresher new team who are more into tech, like developers, into AI, not these old school professionals. Next up, they're also experimenting and hoping over immediate utility. And this is, again, kind of a good thing. They're trying to do different utilities. But the bad thing, all these utilities and apps are really, I would say, outdated. They're slower. They're worse to the counterparts that are already built. So, for example, they're building some kind of Spotify clones, radio clones, Instagram clones, YouTube clones on Pi Network. And of course, YouTube, Spotify, they already exist and they're better. So it's really hard to compete. And I think they have to build something more original. And this is the big reason why I mentioned I think they need some tech people in the team to actually build something original and new for people to use as a utility for the token. And lastly, signal of ongoing evolution. And yeah, they're kind of building something new. So you can see they have the momentum, they have the people, but so far they're really underperforming. So in my opinion, right now we have 0.26 cents for Pi, and I think the price will dip more because there is not enough happening. There's some insider trading, which is not great. There is not enough utility, which is not great. People are actually losing faith in Pi Network, which is huge because people are really blindly believing this project and people are actually losing the trust and they're selling. Also, some people are still waiting for their KYC migration, and when these tokens get unlocked, they will dump them to the market, and I think the price will continue to go down. In my opinion, the best way to make money, again, not financial advice, with this project is actually by shorting this token, which means you make money when the price goes down. Again, I have a full tutorial, link in the description. You can learn how to do it. And again, guys, don't forget to subscribe and see you on the next one.